Oh, yeah.
The good stuff is coming, baby.
It's time.
Welcome back, and thank you for sharing this adventure with us. We're camping this weekend in Salamonie State Forest in northern Indiana. In the previous video, we explored the Salamonie River area, including a hike to Kissing Falls, and today we're going to be exploring more around the Mississinewa area and reservoir. We're also going to check out a couple of national natural landmarks, which we didn't even know was a thing. First, though, coffee and breakfast.
Tim says we need a new coffee pot. I don't know. What's wrong with that one? It heats water. It's a little dinged up. The little plastic thing off the top is missing.
Indeed. And now we wait. Impatiently.
But the longer we wait, the better it is. Leftover peppers, onion, and ham from yesterday. Hash browns take a long time to cook. Got sausage cut up, ready to go in there.
I just can't believe you make me ruin it with this in your coffee.
You know how I like it. That's the good stuff. Oh yeah. That looks good.
The color of taupe water, just like you like it.
Oh, that's delicious. Yours can't be nearly as delicious as mine.
Oh yeah.
Starting to look pretty good. Getting lots of crispy bits in there. So a few more minutes, I'll put the eggs in. Hey, baby.
Yes, sir.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for making me coffee.
Do it every morning.
Yep.
Why should the woods be any different?
No matter where we're at. Okay, so time to add the eggs. These are our eggs from our chickens back at home. Because I can do this one-handed. Oh, got some eggshell in there. That will be my egg, I guess. There we go. Okay, got the egg scrambled in there. Gonna put some cheese on it. Let that melt for a little bit. And then breakfast is ready. Except I forgot the hot sauce.
After breakfast, we headed out to do a little more exploring. We'd be headed home later today, but there were still a few things we had seen on Google Maps that we wanted to check out. That was the Salamonie River we just crossed.
Yeah.
This is the WABASH River over here. So it says Hanging Rock National Landmark. 7 Pillars Nature Preserve and 7 Pillars of the Mississinewa Land Trust. There were several people fishing while we were here, so we were trying to be quiet as we walked to Hanging Rock. It's only about 2/10 of a mile hike, pretty easy, a few rocky places, but other than that, a quick little hike. Hanging Rock was formed when the river undercut the rock and left the top part hanging over about 65 feet above the river.
So calm.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of graffiti.
There's a plaque up there. Let's see what's up there.
Okay.
You stay down.
Hanging Rock is designated a landmark because it contains a portion of a Silurian coral reef that is over 400 million years old. At that time, much of the Midwest was covered by a warm, shallow sea. Do you think the graffiti takes away from its geological significance?
Oh, I didn't see there's graffiti way up there.
After leaving Hanging Rock, we drove about a half an hour to the west to Mississinewa Reservoir. We continued across the dam and headed towards the 7 Pillars of Mississinewa, which is another geological formation we wanted to check out. We plan to stop at the Mississinewa Dam on our way back. This is it. A little park
See the
area
fence?
there.
The gate, I mean.
Oh, interesting. Indian Park, we'll go down there and look. And we'll see. So what this one is supposed to be is like across the river. Let me look again for the explanation. Both Hanging Rock and 7 Pillars are protected by Acres Land Trust, which is a nonprofit organization that protects lands in northeast Indiana and little areas of Ohio and Michigan. On their website, it explains that this area is sacred to the Miami Native American people and that they still continue to use this area and gather here regularly. They also say that this is a good place to see bald eagles in the early spring. Hanging Rock was on the WABASH River, just east of where the Salamonie River dumps in. This is the Mississinewa River, and it also dumps into the Wabash a little ways north of here. The area is named for the pillar-like formations across the river. So they're limestone pillars about 25 feet tall or so. We weren't sure that we could quite count 7 of them, but we get the idea. These pillars and alcoves were created by erosion from the river as well. It was so peaceful here. If our chairs weren't back at camp, this would have been a great place to sit down in a couple lawn chairs and just watch the river flow by. We had to get going though. We still wanted to check out the Mississinewa Dam, and then we needed to pack up and head home.
There's the dam up there. I think you should be able to go down there. Yeah, there's a parking lot.
Where's that go?
There, it's a loop, and oh, it looks like there's a park up there or something. You can go through there on your way. Then we come back. Whoa. Out of the shadow and into the sun.
Okay. Road's closed. Oh, I guess you can't. I thought there was another drive over. So you can just drive through the parking lot.
And come out the other side. Nope, you can't. Interesting. Right. I love the motorcycle with the buckets.
I was really surprised by how many people were fishing in the spillway. I didn't realize that that was a thing that people did, but there were a lot of people there and they were catching fish. Just like at the Salamonie Dam and Reservoir we looked at in the last video, they were doing a lot of work here as well. So apparently both of these reservoirs and dams have projects going on right now. It's really interesting that they're about a half an hour apart from each other, very similar. We decided also to stop and see what this little parking area was up here. There are several trailheads here that head off into the SLOCUM State Forest. Parking for the river, access to the river here also, and some nice picnic areas.
Must be. Well, you can walk over to the river from here. Oh, there's into the SLOCUM Forest. State Forest. Yep, there's one there too. And there's the river. Oh, boat ramp. You could put a boat in here.
We headed back to camp to pack up and head home, but there were still a couple more interesting things to see on our way home.
You want to drive or you want me to?
I don't care, whichever you want.
When we're traveling, we like to take as many back roads as possible. I think you see a lot more interesting and unexpected things on the back roads. This time we saw something that was a little bit shocking in a funny way. It is just a few weeks before Halloween.
That's a cute house. Ooh. Oh. Dang, I wonder if the camera picked that one up.
Probably.
The things you see. A lot of graffiti, old school or church or something.
On our way home, we made one more stop. We try to avoid fast food as much as possible. We don't go out to fast food restaurants very often. But on the way home, we passed a Penguin Point restaurant, which is an Indiana restaurant, kind of north central, northeast Indiana. We don't have any by us over in northwest Indiana. They've been around since the 1950s, and we passed one on our way home and realized that we have never been to one before, even though we've both lived in Indiana our entire lives. So like I said, they've been around since about 1950. I think there are 13 locations. And one of the things they're known for is their pork tenderloin sandwich, which is kind of a food that Indiana is known for as well. So we stopped there and got dinner on our way home. And as you can see, we got these sandwich holders, these burger holders. So Tim got to try one of those out as well.
Just checking out your burger holder.
The original burger holder.
That looks like a pretty good burger you got there.
It's a Big Wally from Penguin Point. It's pretty darn good.
Burger holder's working pretty good. Not dropping shredded lettuce everywhere.
That's good.
Okay. I guess I approve then.
We finally made it home a little bit later in the day. We're always happy when we get home, glad to be home, but it doesn't take long for us to start yearning for that next trip. We hope you enjoyed coming along with us and seeing what there is to do in north central Indiana. And again, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to leave comments and questions below.